Welcome to Friday, July 26th, 2024. Thank you for joining me today, as always, at Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, and Real Live with your host, myself, Damon, the agent. And as always, I come to you each and every Friday talking to you about the latest real estate topics. And today, excuse me, and today I'm going to talk about new construction. First of all, if you're not already following me, please make sure that you're following me on all social media platforms. I am on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. You don't stop. So if you see me turn my head here, that means I am actually talking to my audience in TikTok. So, as always, I want to talk about new construction today. First of all, people have been asking and people have been finding out when they're looking at new constructions. People have been asking, do I need an agent? And the reason that they're asking this is because most people who walk into a new construction, most of the time, the builder's representative are going to tell you you don't need an agent. And what people need to understand is that representative works for the builder. So, do you need an agent if you're buying new construction? It is highly recommended that you do get an agent because an experienced agent can save you thousands of dollars when it pertains to new construction. People automatically assume because the house is being built and it's brand new, oh, why would you need an agent? People walk in, and what happens when you walk into new construction is people fall in love with the model home. They fall in love with their top tier. But the way that the builders get people to come into the community is they always put the price of the lowest possible tier homes, and those homes are normally sold. They're normally sold immediately. So when most people see a price, they see that price, but they don't see the word that's in front of that price, which is normally starting at. Starting at whatever that price you see right there. If you see 500,000, if you see 700,000, most likely when you go in there are no homes at that price that you actually see. But this is a way that people get people to come into the community. And then what they do is they'll have one of their luxury homes, their top model homes, where the representative is, stage decorated very nicely for people to walk in. And that way people come in, they fall in love with everything. Then you sit down with the representative and you go over, making a possible offer, contract, and everything. Burn, burn, burn. That's a red flag. Let me tell you that. That's a flag on the play. And I'm going to say that right. This is the reason why you need to have an experienced agent with new construction. So many people out here are emotional buyers. They buy things because they're feeling good at the moment. And then later on, they have buyer's remorse. But if you have an experienced agent, they can actually guide you, properly advise you on what you should and should not do. Let me give you an example. Years ago, I had a client. I was showing her houses in Charles County. And when she was going home, she stopped at a new development. She stopped at a new development on the way back. She called me. She told me what she did, in which whenever you go into a new development nowadays, the agent is supposed to be with you. Back then, you can always give them the agent's information. But now the agent must be with a client on the first initial visit. But what she did was she made a stop by there. She spoke with the representative, and then the representative told her what they were offering as far as incentives, and then also told her what she can do as far as making an offer. She told them, I have an agent. Of course, they told her you don't need an agent. But of course, anybody who knows me know I'm not just an agent. I call myself Damon, the agent, even though I'm an associate broker. But that's another topic. But at the same time, though, I went with her. We went past the property, and once we walked through the property, um, I discussed with her. I told her what I recommended. Then we proceeded to talk to the sales rep. The sales rep told me that the builders are not going to accept the offer. Okay. And what I said to her was, do you make the decisions? If you don't make the decisions, please get me on the phone with your manager. She called her manager. Her manager happened to be coming on the way. Once they came, guess what? My client put down little to nothing down for the EMD, which is kind of unheard of with new construction because most time they try to get you to put down 5%. And on top of that, we got the price lower based off my negotiation. Now, if my client would have just alone went at it and spoke with the representative, she would not possibly got the best deal, and she would not have saved thousands of dollars that I saved for her. That because I am one of those experienced agents that know exactly, you know what I'm saying, the pros and cons when it pertains to new construction. I know what can and cannot be done. And many other agents do also. But yes, you do need an agent. Otherwise, you're going to be like so many other people who are out here. If you Google some of these new construction places, you'll see a lot of complaints from people who bought the homes, you know, and they're complaining about a lot of things. It's just recently been a national news on, and I don't want to say any name, on a new construction. It's in the local area, in the DC, Maryland area, in which they got a lot of complaints going on from people who bought new constructions from them. But there are certain things that you can do and put in place to help those things. And that is the reason why a professional like myself is always needed when you're buying new construction. Please don't think just because you're walking in there, you don't need a agent. Yes, you do. And if you choose to go at it on your own, don't get me wrong, there are many houses that sell. There are no issues, but there are many houses that do sell. There are issues. And at the same time, there are some places and sometimes where some buyers think they can't do certain things. When they can do certain things, they just don't know the ins and out. So yes, you do need an agent when you are buying new construction if you want to save yourself a headache and if you possibly want to save thousands of dollars. It's not going to hurt you. It's just like when you go into a court of law. You don't go in there without having a lawyer to represent yourself on a huge case. And purchasing a property is a big investment. So you don't go into a court if you have a big case representing yourself. Because if you do, no matter how much you think you may know, in the judge's eyes, they consider you being disrespectful for not having an attorney, and you in there thinking that you're smarter than the judge. That's why it always pays to have a lawyer when you go into new construction. When it pertains, to go into, it's always pays to have a lawyer when you go into a new court, when you go into court. Excuse my words. But when you're going into new construction, it is always best to have an experienced realtor or broker. And I say the word experience because sometimes you may have an inexperienced person who may not do anything for you, who may just be there listening to the rep, who don't know what to say, don't have any say so. This is where experience comes in at, you know, and sometimes people get experience by doing certain things. But, you know, you have to have conversations with that realtor to ask them, what is it possible that they can do for you if you feel as though that, you know what I'm saying, you're trying to do some type of negotiation. See, we're in this business as realtors, brokers, you know, and agents to work for you, to negotiate for you. We are problem solvers, and that's one of the things that I do. I solve many problems when it pertains to this game of real estate. So yes, you do need a realtor when you go into new construction. Please do not go into new construction by yourself and thinking you got a sweet deal, because yes, the deal might be sweet to you, but it could have been sweeter, you know, if you just had an experienced agent, because there's some things you don't know. Even though I know there's a lot of information on the internet these days, you know, a lot of people know about real estate in the form of HGTV, Redfin, Zillow, all these other things, but there's a lot of stuff you all still don't know. We as realtors, we got to go get our continuing education every 2 years with the law aspect. We pay for the MLS. All those houses you see on Redfin and Zillow, they come from the realtors. They don't come from Redfin or Zillow. They come from the realtors, us, where we have to pay to input these things. So you really think that we're going to be paying for something that for everybody, the consumers, to have everything for free that we actually have to pay for? Doesn't work that way. So I just want to share that with you all. Hold on. I'll be right back. All right. My next discussion is I'm going to talk about Roth IRA real quick and everything. Like, I always like to do a financial empowerment segment on my show just for people to get an idea. Now, for those who don't understand, a Roth IRA is an individual retirement account. That's what IRA means, individual retirement account, to which you can contribute after tax dollars. After tax dollars, meaning once you get paid and they took all that money out your check, that's what you can contribute to your Roth IRA. While there are no current year tax benefits, your contributions and earnings can grow tax-free, and you can withdraw them tax-free and penalty-free after the age of 59 and a half, and once the account has been open for 5 years. See, an IRA gives you a chance to grow your money over time by investing already tax dollars in a range of different securities, such as stocks and bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, which means exchange traded funds. See, the reason why I want people to kind of focus on the Roth IRA is because there's been a study that shows, and of course I'm African American, there's been a study that shows only 8% of my race ever invest. I'm sorry, ever invest in stocks and bonds. So because it's only a small portion of my race that invest in stocks and bonds, people don't seem to understand the dividends and interest that are paid later on to people in life. A lot of older people that you see that are still taking vacation, that have nice homes, that are living comfortably, they have made smart investments. And a lot of the investments sometimes are with the Roth IRA or with mutual funds and bonds or with IUL life insurance policy. See, these type of investments today help your money grow tomorrow. So people who are getting lump sums, they can also get annuities. I mentioned annuities a couple of shows back. These type of things are what was going to continue to pay you over time during your lifetime. You can't always get a lump sum of money or get money and just go spend, 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 because spend, spend, spend is going to make you broke, broke, broke. So you have to invest, invest, invest. And then, like I said, with the dividends and interest, you can take that money and then you can spend. See, there's a math to money. See, money is just not cash that you see, cash that you have. See, money is power, and money can do a lot of things for a lot of people, but you have to learn what to do with the money. So, for example, have you ever been working with someone who earns the exact same amount as you, but live a totally different lifestyle? Do you know why they live a totally different lifestyle? Because they have smart investments. When you was taking your money and you were spending it on drinks and clothes and partying, they were investing in these things that I am mentioning to you. And then years later, they were getting the dividends and interest. So when you didn't have any money and they were taking these trips, you was wondering, how can they afford that trip? It's about being smart with your money. There are a lot of people who get a lot of money, like professional athletes, for example. A lot of them get a lot of money, and as soon as they no longer a professional athlete, most of them go broke within 3 to 5 years because of bad investments. And a lot of the investments, I can tell you right now, are not into annuities, are not in stocks and bonds, are not in IUL life insurance policy, are not in mutual funds. A lot of, what I'm saying, it's not. It's in some of these businesses that some of them work and some of them don't. Some of them are to people who say they're going to flip their money and they don't. They end up growing broke. So what I'm trying to do is help people right now in 2024 to be on a 5 to 6 year plan, because when 2030 comes, if you all are taking some of my advice and also some of the advice of people out there who have the financial knowledge and know-how, you all are going to be in a better place 2030 than you are right now. Let's go back 6 years ago when it was 2018. Are you in a better place financially from 2018 than you are right now? If you're not, then I suggest strongly that you look into this Roth IRA like I'm talking about right now, and also annuities, stocks and bonds, mutual funds, ETF, which is exchange traded funds, or just send me a message and we can have a discussion and I will point you in the right direction. I'm always believe in building people up, helping people, helping us being educated, helping us to go further in life. I like to see people win, because when I see people win, that makes me feel good. I've never been a hater, what I'm saying, even though I know people hate on me. I got people in my own family that hate on me, but it's all good because I learned a long time ago, if you don't have at least 7 haters, then you're not doing something right. And trust me, I got more than 7. So at the same time, but I'm not a hater. I want to see everybody win because I all want us to enjoy this thing called life. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to be suffering. We don't need to be depressed. We don't need to be broke. We don't need to be unhappy. We all need to be enjoying this thing called life. So I'm just trying to help spread some of the know-how and knowledge that has been shared with me to help you all do it as well. Many of you have a 401k on your job. You know, you can talk to them about a Roth IRA. If not, you can seek outside of the business and everything to get more knowledge, such as myself, you know, Charles Schwab, all these other companies, Fidelity Investments, you know, but I'm just here to help. So like I said, this is one of the segments that I choose to have on my show, just to basically give people knowledge on, you know, when it pertains to financial empowerment. And that's what I call it, financial empowerment. It's not financial literacy to me, it's empowerment. Because if you have money and you don't do it right, you can have the knowledge, which is the literacy, but you're not empowered. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be broke. All right. And none of us want to be there. Many of us know how it feels to not have any money, to be hungry, to have to pay the bills, to not know where the money's going to come from. Many of us have been there, you know, and if you haven't, God bless you, you know, but I know I have, and I ain't ashamed to say it. I just wanted to say that real quick. And let me see. My next thing is my Q&A. But before I go into my Q&A, let me see if I got this thing up real quick. I wanted to shout out to my clients this week. Had a couple of settlements this week. One of the houses that I sold was in Clinton, Maryland, Prince George's County. That client, I sold their house, had multiple offers. They were thrilled with me. I want to thank them. I appreciate them as well. I'm trying to see what's going on. Hold on one second. And the second house I sold is a house in Stafford, Virginia, Stafford County. I'm going to want to thank them. Show this right here. This is my client from Stafford, Virginia. Was happy. That's the people who performed the settlement. RTG, Ratified Title Group. Great title group. All right. And let me see if I can get the I am trying to. All right, let me see if I can get. Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to. All right, let me see. I think I got it, y'all. Hold on. Please be patient with me. Nope. I didn't get it. But I was trying to upload that picture as well, but I couldn't get it. So I'm sorry. I'm not going to waste any more time. But at the same time, though, I want to go into my Q&A, all right, which is my questions and answers. If you all have any questions, please always feel free to send them, because there are many of you who have the same questions, and it's much easier to answer one, which would be for all, rather than just answering them individually to each one. So this is the reason why I do my Q&A, okay? First question is, the NARS settlement is coming up on August 14th. How would this affect me? The NARS settlement is coming up on August 14th. How would this affect me? All right, that's a great question. How would this affect you? All right, let me go over some things real quick when it pertains to the NARS settlement, okay? Because it's just unfortunate, and it's not unfortunate. The NARS settlement has pros and cons. All right, for the seller, if you are a seller, the NARS settlement affects you to the point where now, as a seller, you do not have to pay the buyer's commission, the buyer's agent's commission. You do not have to pay it. Honestly, I would strongly recommend paying it, because if you don't, your pool of buyers may be smaller. And that's maybe smaller because on the buyer side, if the buyer is unable to pay the buyer's agent, some buyers may only request to see houses where the seller is paying the commission. So for sellers, I would strongly still, because to be honest with you, if you have a good house that's priced right, it's going to sell. But truth be told, without the buyer, your house can't sell. No matter how much you think it's worth, you still need the buyer in order to sell your house. And on the buyer side, now a real estate agent cannot show you a property without you signing the buyer's agency agreement. So for those who like to go to Redfin, for example, all the time, and then when they go to Redfin, Redfin would normally you just make an appointment on their website and someone would just meet you there at the property. Now, by law, a buyer's agent must have an agreement with you in order to show you any properties. And you must also know that you are responsible for the buyer's agency commission if, the key word is if, the seller is not paying it, or the difference if the seller is paying part of it. You are responsible for it. So the total amount of the commission is to be put on the buyer agency agreement so you have a full understanding. And that's a conversation between a buyer and a buyer's agent. So that is how the NARS settlement is going to affect people beginning August 14th. So I would strongly suggest if you want to buy a house, get the moving now and go under contract now, because August 14th is roughly a little over 2 weeks away. So 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, let's just say under 3 weeks. So that's basically how the NARS settlement is going to affect you. So all right, and then that's my questions for today. So now I'm gonna go into my topic for today. All right, y'all, my topic of today is crime. Crime, y'all. The reason why I'm talking about crime is because everybody's been affected by crime. Over the weekend, one of my cars was stolen. Let me tell y'all the story for those who ain't been on my Facebook or Instagram to read what I posted. On Sunday, I walk outside to broken glass in the spot where my car was. Then at first I'm like, I know I parked my car. When your car missing, your heart beat fast. I don't know if any of y'all ever had your car stolen before. Your heart beat fast because you're like, what happened to my stuff? So what happened was they stole my car, called the police, but I had a tracking device on my car. It's called LoJack, which is installed in the engine. So I looked on my app, and on my LoJack app, I see that my car, because I currently live in Maryland, my car is in DC, Northeast DC to be exact, right in the neighborhoods where I got family. So of course I called some people. I said, look, my car was stolen. According to this LoJack, my car is here. Go check it out because it looked like it's all the way in the back in a cut or in the alley somewhere. They say, don't worry about it. I'm going to be there in about 10 minutes. Got there, walked in there, took a picture, said, yup, I got my eyes on your car. I'm like, thank you. I'll be right there. Give me a minute. Call some other people. Changed from my church clothes to my street clothes. I know some people say I shouldn't have did it, but guess what? I knew where my car was, and I know the police moved slow. So had the person pick me up. He was balling. I had to tell him to slow down. That's how fast he wanted to get to it, as if it was his car. So when we get there, I go to the car. I see they broke in the rear side door, exactly where my daughter is. Like, that's where I put my daughter at, my 4-year-old. Her car seat is missing. So either they threw it out the window or they sold it or kept it. I don't know. Her car seat is missing and everything. So then somebody tells me, yeah, they stealing all these Lexus sports cars. They stealing Affinities. They stealing Dodge Chargers. And the person who's telling me this says they have a kill switch in which they have this little computer. And when they do is put the computer near the fob, and it duplicates the fob. And once it duplicates the fob, they're able to turn your car on and get your car. So, of course, it had my computer modular communication error. I'm lucky, to be honest with you, because I grabbed my stuff. I ended up pulling up out there, but I think I saw the corporate who took my car. I was looking at them, and they looking at me. One was smoking and everything. I was checking them out, but see, they didn't know. They probably thought the car belonged to a woman because it had a car seat in it. Didn't know it belonged to a guy. I grew up where they grew up at, so I was willing to go where they took my car to, because I only had this car, y'all, for 2 months. I got the car on May 17th. They took it on the night of July 20th. I found out on July 21st it's gone. So I only had the car 2 months, and I just put the hard tags on it 3 days before they stole it. And it just came out the shop from getting a little bit of maintenance 2 days before they stole it. So I was feeling some type of way. So I'm not saying this to anyone else to do anything like I did, because you gotta know where to go and know what to do certain things. What I'm saying is all these criminals are so smart, but yet they're so dumb. And the reason why I say that is they got all this knowledge and know how to rig a car to do this. But this is what make millionaires. See, if they took that same innovation and thoughts and process that they do to commit crimes, they can get paid millions of dollars down the line. But they're getting paid hundreds and thousands of dollars now, and that's peanuts, and that's satisfying to them, and it jeopardizing their life doing that. Because see, there are some people crazy enough that if they see you stealing their car, they're gonna shoot you and kill you. So you're risking stuff. But come to find out, some of these people are doing it overnight when most people are asleep. And to be honest with you, I was watching a fight Saturday night, Jake Paul fight, and my phone was on do not disturb because my phone goes off so much. Now I got to keep my phone on do not disturb. But the point that I'm making is, if these criminals were smarten up and use that brain of theirs to be, creative enough to build and start stuff, then they could actually make more money. For example, the person who hotwired my car or rigged my car, they could invent something to basically prevent cars from being stolen into. And then next thing you know, get it patented, get some investors to back it up, put it on the market, just like the person who did the Ring camera and everything. Next thing you know, they've been paying millions of dollars. So people don't even think how to do certain things because all they do is know, crime. Like Tupac used to say, all we know is violence. Do the job in silence. Walk the city streets like a rat pack of tyrants. So I'm just saying, basically, if people were smarten up to the point where they would use their brain for being creative, being innovating, they can make millions. But we have too many people out here who have a criminal mind. See, they use their brain for the wrong thing. They trying to outsmart and trying to do this. And then if they get caught, what they use their brain is they try not to get caught the next time, instead of just doing stuff the right way. See, it's going to be more rewarding later on than it is now. But unfortunately, so many people don't care. And a lot of people don't care because they have not ever been shown love. They have never been shown support. And this is one of the reasons why I always strive to people, please, with your children, support your kids, love your kids, because you got people out here who ain't being shown love. And that's why they don't care about what they do. They just doing stuff to survive day to day. Unfortunately, we as a whole can be so dominant together, but we individually, with our minor goals individually, think we're achieving something, but we ain't achieving nothing. Because a lot of times when it pertains to my culture, we steal from each other, we kill each other, we hurt each other, but yet we're only 10 to 15% of the population, allegedly, because what I'm saying, more or less. But if we're only 50% of the population and we're only doing this to the 15% of each other, that means we'll never grow. We'll never learn. We'll never expand. So the only thing that I have to say is, though, crime doesn't pay. You think it pays to those who do it. You think it pays because you get this nickel and dime. It don't pay. It just hurts everyone else. All you did for me and everyone else that you've done it to is inconvenient. Had to take my car to the shop, had to deal with the insurance people, got to explain stuff to them, got to get my daughter a new car seat, all this other stuff. It's just an inconvenience and a headache. And thank God I got mine, because I actually, when I was at the dealership, the guy asked me did I want a low jack on it. And I told him no, eventually, because I said, I don't know too many people who steal a Lexus. This is what I said to him. I don't know too many people who steal a Lexus. That's what I told him. And the guy who was taking me, he has a Lexus, and he's had several Lexus. And he said he's never heard of anyone having their Lexus stolen. And guess what? I told him it's the first time for everything, and I guess I'm the first time for this. But the point that I'm making is that crime doesn't pay, y'all. Crime hurts everyone around us, no matter what you're doing. With computers and technologies, there's so many hackers nowadays, and there's so many lazy people. They can get away with certain things because the police don't care. And I'm going to tell you why. Like I told you, I went and got my car, but even when my car was in DC, the person who had an eye on it tried to stop two DC police officers, said, hey, my buddy's car was stolen. That's right there. One of them said, oh, I got to go drop my partner off. Now think about this. In the time he's going to drop his partners off, they could have came out and drove off in my car and did something to it. But see, some people don't care. All they care about is getting paid a check. And see, there's so many people. I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care what you do for a living or what you don't do for a living. There's so many people who don't care, but at the same time, there's so many people that do care. So you need to surround yourself with the people who do care about you. And for those who have children, please, fathers and mothers, because there are some mothers out here, just because your kids with you, you ain't loving your kids. You're fussing at your kids all the time. You hitting your kids all the time because you got issues and problems. Love on your kids, y'all. That's why all these crime is going on. All these youngins and people are killing each other because they've never been shown love. Love yours. Love your kids. Love your family. Even though your family may just be dysfunctional or messed up, that's still your family. And the problem is people don't understand it. You look at TV, you look at social media, and you think you're supposed to have a perfect life. No, you have the life that you have. If you want it perfect, you make it perfect. But you include the people that's in your family to make it perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. You ain't perfect. You got flaws. Everybody got flaws. But like I said in the beginning, crime does not pay. So I wanted to share that with you all. But thank God, hey, I thank God every day for everything. Because guess what? Material things can be replaced. People can't. So love yours, like I said. Hold on. I'll be back with my closing remarks. All right. My closing remarks. Yeah, I'm going to go over again about the new construction. Like I said, new construction. Do you need an agent? Yes, you do. But you don't need just any agent. You need an experienced agent. An agent who knows what they're doing when it pertains to new construction. So if you're going to, go in there with an agent, make sure that agent has had some experience with new construction. It will save you thousands of dollars and a headache. Don't believe the hype. That building representative in that new construction, that sales rep, represent the builder. Who's representing you? That's the question you got to ask, because you don't know everything that they know. And trust me, when they give you that contract to sign, there's a lot of fine prints that they're going to have you skip over just for you to sign an initial. But hey, that's why you need an agent. And then the Roth IRA, please, the individual retirement account. Please, I don't care how old you are, get one. Get one. It's going to pay for itself later on. See, what you'll have to start thinking when it pertains to money is just not to spend. Money is also to invest to help you get money for later on to spend. But you got to be smart enough to know what to do with your money, because if you get 10,000, 100,000, or whatever thousands that come through your hand, and you just want to go eat, go drink, go buy clothes, take this quick trip and everything, or do whatever, guess what? It's gone. Because in 5 years, all those things are gone. Nothing to show on the return on it. Got to be smart enough in this day and age and stuff, because everything has gone up. All prices have gone up in everything. Everything is geared out here to get your money. That's why they got auto pay. You know what I'm saying? They tell you it's a convenient way to pay, but at the same time, it's a way to get your money. Everything is out here geared to get your money. So smarten up. And then, like I just talked about crime, listen, y'all, crime don't pay. There's a lot of people being victimized. I had my car stolen. One of my cars stolen over the weekend. I got it back. Thank God. There's a lot of people who get their car stolen because a neighbor got his car stolen 3 days before mine, which I did not know. He didn't get it back. And I'm just saying this to say that we're all affected some way or another, not just with cars being stolen, but with people being robbed at ATMs that I'm seeing, with people's iPhones being stolen and stuff, and material things being stolen. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on out here. It's a lot of desperate people. It's a lot of people who lazy and they'd rather take what you didn't work hard for. So all I got to say is, y'all, love on yours, because a lot of people who's doing this criminal activity, they never been shown no love. They walking around with a chip on their shoulder, a frown on their face, and a hardened heart, because no one has ever shown love. Love yours. That's why I've always tried to give extra love to all of my kids. You know what I'm saying? People say, oh, your kids got you wrapped. Yeah, they got me wrapped because I choose for them to have me wrapped. But at the same time, though, I choose to shower them with love, because this is a cruel world we live in. And if I, as their father, cannot show them love, or their mother can't show them love, then who are they going to get love from? starts at home first. Love on yours. Again, y'all, thank you all for joining me each and every Friday. Please follow me on all social media platforms. Remember, my websites is TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. Hey, I thank you all for joining me. See you all next Friday, next month. You all have a great weekend, y'all.